So, Warrior Cats. You may know it as that young adult book series that weird kids would roleplay on the playground, or maybe you've never heard of it. Either way, it's a series about cats living in the wild, and it all began with the release of Into the Wild in 2003. The main idea came from author Victoria Holmes, and it was released under the pen name Erin Hunter, as she was actually collaborating with two other authors, and they thought it would be easier to find in a library if there was only one pen name. After a brief hiatus from 2014 to 2016, the books have amassed quite the massive fandom, with 110 books and people spanning all sorts of ages in the fandom. Now, with a series as many books as this, having a minimum of 3 authors per book, and hundreds of named characters, minor inconsistencies are nothing new to most people who read this series. Things such as eye color, fur color, and sometimes even names will be frequently incorrect in brief passages. These are usually recognized as being, well, incorrect, and no book is free from this curse. Rather infamously, on top of this, Warrior Cats has no series Bible. The authors and fans both rely on the fan-made wiki, the Warrior Cats Wiki, for most Warriors information. Now, allow me to tell the tale of what happens when people get a little bit too invested in these inconsistencies. For a little bit of context, our story revolves around a character named Dovewing. For the purposes of this video, all you need to know is that she was infamous for having her eye color listed very inconsistently when she was first introduced. In her debut book, they are listed as blue, gold, and green rather inconsistently throughout the book. In-jokes and memes about this character's eye color are over a decade old at this point, and were old by the time this pointless drama all began. Speaking of which, it all started with a now deleted video posted by influential fandom member MoonKitty in August of 2018, wherein she aired her issues with the fan-made wiki. In this section about management in particular, she brings up a specific moderator under the name of Appledash, and how they were very aggressive and stubborn over things that frankly didn't matter, including Dovewing's eye color. This disparity stemmed from the fact that Appledash was taking an old Facebook post over the content in the books. At this point, the books were under a new writing team for well over 2 years, and Dovewing's eye color had been listed consistently as green, as well as all official artwork, both old and new, always depicting her having green eyes. However, this moderator thought differently, and anybody who attempted to correct the page to green, or who even mentioned green eyes, faced their ire. As a result of MoonKitty's video, the fandom began to fill once again with discussion about Dovewing's eye color, and many jokes and memes were made. However, Appledash, who was very adamant about Dovewing's eye color, and small inconsistencies in general, didn't find this very amusing, and as the person who was running the Warrior Cats Wiki Twitter account, they began acting out and blocking people who were making posts related to the situation, especially if they were on team Dovewing has green eyes. This behavior dragged the wiki's reputation through the mud, and many people, including MoonKitty, figured that the wiki would never improve. MoonKitty's video also seemed to inspire a brief bit of wiki vandalism. However, it was small scale and seemed to be wrapped under control fairly well by any and all active moderators. Then, on December 22nd, 2018, a fellow wiki moderator under the name Patchfeather made an inquiry regarding Appledash's behavior, specifically about the Dovewing eye situation. While internally the mods were divided, as some people knew Appledash IRL and considered them a friend, it eventually came to be that Appledash stepped down as both a mod on the wiki and as the owner of the wiki Twitter on Valentine's Day 2019, presumably at the same time. Now, just a few days later, February 25th, 2019, MoonKitty releases a second video about the Warrior Cats Wiki. She also privates her first video about the Warrior Cats Wiki, as she doesn't want to spread any misinformation now that the wiki has undergone a new reform. She addresses many of the improvements that have been made, and helps close the book on the Warrior Cats Dovewing drama once and for all. Since this small bit of drama, Dovewing's eyes have been consistently listed on the Warrior Cats Wiki as green ever since early 2019. And since this brief bout, The Warrior Cats Wiki has also undergone many other changes, including having 3 new moderators, Snowed Lightning, Spooky Willow, and the more slightly recent Victor Sigma. Nice username. And engages with fans in a pleasant, friendly manner, and is more willing to have fun and engage in memes. The Warrior Cats Wiki Twitter has also been very on top of anything Warriors related, including upcoming books, merchandise, and anything else that is related to these silly little kitties. The Warrior Cats community has always been very small, so even the smallest little bits of drama always get huge amounts of attention.